Welcome to the ABUS USA YouTube channel. Today we're going to go over the 83 series of ABUS locks, show you some of the features and benefits and kind of how to put them together and take them apart and see some of the functionality of the lock. So the first thing we'll start is it's a solid brass body lock. This is our 8345. It's an 1.75 inch wide lock body. It is solid brass with a Nano Protect steel shackle. As you can see here, I have a piece of chain connected to this padlock as well as a collar. And we'll go over the functionality and how to incorporate the chain with the collar as well. But let's start today with unlocking the lock, and we'll show you some features. As I unlock the lock, you'll see a Phillips screw down in the chamber of the body. That is what's holding everything together. So as you can see in front of me, I have a lock body, I have a shackle, I have a Z-bar, which makes the lock key retaining or non-key retaining. I have the cylinder retaining screw, the spring assist shackle, as well as the cylinder. And this cylinder I have open to where you can see our pinning window. So what we'll do first is we will remove this screw from the lock. As we do that, you will see the cylinder drop out and the Z-bar actually came out as well. Your Z-bar is shaped like a Z, and it has a black dot denoting how you need to position the Z-bar itself. So I have removed the Z-bar, the cylinder, and the screw from the lock body. And now to pull off the shackle, we'll use the shackle change tool. I have two shackle change tools here. I have our flat and I have our premium shackle change tool. The flat works well on most of our locks, but the premium, I encourage you to use the premium when you're using a small format interchangeable core system, as it's a smaller diameter so it fits inside that cylinder better. We'll slide in the shackle change tool. We'll give it a slight rotate. You'll kind of feel the tension, and that will release the ball bearing. Boom. And that's an example of what you don't want to do. So, as I pull the shackle out, the shackle change tool over rotates the ball bearing inside the chamber and allows you to pull the shackle out. When you use the shackle collar, you slide it onto the bottom of the actual shackle, and then you can incorporate your chain, and that's how you can fix it to the body of the lock. So now that I have the shackle out, it can easily be reinstalled by using our shackle change tool. So now we have the padlock fixed to the chain by using our shackle collar, alleviating the need to weld the chain to the body of the lock or welding the chain to the shackle itself. When you weld the chain to the lock or to the shackle, it'll weaken the metals of both the shackle or the lock body as well as the chain. And it'll also cause corrosion to drip from the lock itself. So now I've got the lock, I've got the cylinder out still, I've got it relocked. I can check the functionality, make sure everything's good, the lock's not locked up. And at this point I can choose whether or not I want to incorporate the Z-bar or not. So if I want a key retaining lock, I will use this little Z-bar here. And as you can see, there's a black dot. If I am going to incorporate the Z-bar, we want that black dot to sit on the back of the cylinder at the 11 o'clock position, like so. If you do not have the black dot in that 11 o'clock position toward the shear line and the top of the cylinder, your lock's not going to operate correctly, and it could cause you to essentially pop the shackle on your lock or the cylinders to not seat correctly and fall out. So once you have the Z-bar reinstalled on the lock, assuming you want your lock to be key retaining, you'll slide it in to the body of the lock, and you want it to seat flush. If it doesn't seat flush, you don't have it installed correctly. And the nice way to check the operation of the lock is before you reinstall the screw into the body, is just to relock it and verify that the lock is unlocking as advertised. So as you can see, I checked the lock, it locked and unlocked correctly. At this point, I'm going to drop in the cylinder retaining screw and get this thing put back together. If you've rekeyed this lock a few times or you've changed the shackle on this a few times, I would suggest putting a little Loctite on that screw to ensure that the screw doesn't come loose and you don't have a cylinder falling out of your lock body. So as you can see, I've got this lock reinstalled. The lock is key retaining function. Obviously, I do not have a cut key here because our 83 series comes standard as 0-bitted. If this were a cut key, it would hold it in and in the lock position. If you want to check it to verify, you can see the cylinder is cocked as the key comes out, and that way you know that the cylinder is key retained. As you can see here, I have a cut key and the lock does not allow the key to come out of the cylinder while unlocked, showing the key retaining feature. Another feature on the 83 series lock is the pinning. We put mushroom pins in our cylinders. So every cylinder in the chamber's got a mushroom pin in it, making it more difficult to pick as well as more difficult to bump. As you can see in these chambers, you can see the mushroom pins right through there, and we have those in every chamber of the padlock. I want to thank you guys for your viewership today. That was a quick overview of the 83 series on how to change the shackle and change the cylinder and incorporate the Z-bar, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.